Hello, my sewing friends. This is Friday Sews. Woohoo! I'm Jen, and this is my sewing room, and this is Friday Sews, which is sewing and life. It's kind of a free-for-all. If you'd like to see all of the Friday Sews, then do a search for the hashtag in the YouTube search box, or you can just click on the hashtag, and it will take you to all of the Friday Sews. You can filter your results by date, by upload date, and you'll get all the new ones. And you might make some new friends. You never know. I do all the time. Well, sewing. Let me get to the sewing first, and then we'll get to the life, and then we'll get to comments and this week's question. Okay, first up, I worked on Simplicity 8439 from 1987. This is a simple skirt. There is nothing difficult about this skirt. It's just easy. Just should have taken about 3 hours. Did it take 3 hours? No, it took 3 days. Because did I really want this skirt? Well, I wanted this skirt, I thought. And then I made it, and the pleats are all stitched down, and I didn't like that because it just didn't fit. It fit too close to my body. So what I should have done, because hindsight is 20/20, I should have just taken the stitching out and let the pleats fall from the waistband instead of having them stitched down about 6.5 inches. Okay, why didn't I do that? Because then I thought, no, I want box pleats instead of knife pleats, which was what I cut. I cut view 2, and what I wanted was view 1. Okay, why did I change my mind? Why don't I ever just say, Jen, that's going to be too much trouble. What are you doing? Just leave it alone. I don't ever do that. There's always another piece of fabric. You can always do it the way that you think you want another time. Just leave it. Oh, if someone would just tell me that. Hey, Jen, don't do it. It's too much work. Just don't do it. Be nice. Well, it's so cute. It's out of this bubble dot, whatever fabric. It looks like bubbles to me. And the original skirt pattern calls for this to overlap. And I didn't like that. I wanted a zipper up the back, which is what I have. And I wanted pockets. And this is made in 3 rectangles, so there is no side seam for pockets. That's not going to work. So the problem was I was working with too much fabric for the amount of pleating that I wanted to do. I finally gave up on that. And honestly, in the end, I just did away with one of the rectangles altogether. I put pockets in because inseam pockets, because those are a deal breaker for me. And I took the waistband, I had cut it to the size of my waist, and I just took one of those rectangles completely out and then pleated the front and the back to fit the waistband. I just eyeballed it. It worked fine. So yeah, cute little skirt. It's done. That's the important thing. And because I got so frustrated with that, I took breaks and cut things out. So let me tell you what I cut out. I wanted a pair of cargo pants, and I have this blue twill. Nothing really special about it. It's just probably a poly cotton, or it might be 100% cotton. I think there's polyester in it though. And I wanted these cargo pants. This is New Look 6644. And I like them because of the yoke on the back. But I don't like these side seam pockets. So that wasn't gonna work. Well, I picked up New Look 6055. Actually, I have a lot of pants patterns that have this slanted kind of a jeans pocket, chinos pocket. And I knew that was gonna work better than this pocket, the inseam pocket, because inseam pockets on me, if they're on pants, they tend to wanna buckle and you see the inside and it's just not flattering. So what I did was I took this pattern and I laid it on top of this one because this one had the back yoke. And I laid the front of this one on top of this one, and I traced it off so that I have now a pocket and the front slanted part of the front so that it can make the pocket. I know I'm not making any sense, but On the length, all I know is that I want them cropped or capri length, and I don't know how I want to finish the hem, whether I want to peg them in with darts or roll them up with tabs like these both show. I don't know, I haven't decided, but I'll decide when I make them. And then I cut out New Mode 22605, which is a pattern that I got when I was in Fancy Gap, Virginia last summer for 25 cents. No kidding. And I really like View B, which is the yellow one. I like that big pocket. I think that is cutest sundress. And I like the straps on the back of View C. So I'm going to combine them. I basically am going to make View C short with the pockets. Yeah. So interesting. I think this works a lot like Berta because the instruction sheets, it's not a sheet, it's a booklet, and it's in many languages. Fortunately, the English is off to the far right and it goes kind of in a column down, so it's fairly easy to follow. But this assumes that you know what you're doing in large part because you have to add the seam allowance to the pattern. So I traced it off like I do all my patterns, and I had to go back around and add the seam allowance. You don't really have a lot of markings, not like a big 4 pattern will give you. So this compared to a big 4 is holding your hand, and big 4 compared to an Indy is holding your hand. So you do have to know what you're doing. And I think Berta, the old Berta patterns, you did have to trace off the seam allowance, so very similar. I tried one time to trace off one of the patterns in the magazine and I thought, oh my gosh, my brain just hurts thinking about it. But I'm making that out of a chambray that was given to me by Carol from So Carol. She was here in March and she brought me fabric because she's just wonderful like that. It's a very nice ditzy print chambray. And I love the colors. So I think that's gonna be really cute. And then I worked on a project that I'm doing with the Fab Five for later this month. And about once a quarter, we do a project where we pick a theme and then we all make something, but we don't tell each other. And so the day that you find out is the day that we find out what everybody did. And so I was working on that project and it doesn't fit. And I've got to work on the fit a little bit. And I knew that part of fixing that was going to require more fabric. So I went over to my local quilt shop. Okay, let me tell you something. They lured me in with the promise of sharp scissors because that's where I take my scissors to be sharpened. And then they seduced me with batik. And then they got me. And now I'm addicted. And I'm probably going to go in there a lot. Oh my gosh. I just can't go in that store. I can't. So I walked out of there with beautiful fabric and a substantially lighter wallet. Let me show you what I got. First of all, Pfaff facet. This stuff is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Isn't it? Don't you think? Look at this. The thing about Pfaff facet, oh my gosh, I didn't know it was that pretty. When I look at it like this, it's like, oh my. The thing about Pfaff facet is not that they have such fabulous print, but rather Clothworks is one of the manufacturers that does their fabrics, and this stuff is like butter. It's so nice. This is the Pfaff Facet Collective for Free Spirit. It's called Cloisson, and it is made, it's Clothworks fabric. So isn't this gorgeous? I just, you know, just the brilliance of it, you know, the saturated colors just got me. So I got a couple of yards of this. I think this is going to make a beautiful Simplicity 8640. So we'll see. We'll see when that turns up. And then I got this, which is it's called Pretty in Pink from In the Beginning Fabric 2020. And I got this because I saw that it was on their clearance shelf, and it's so pretty. It's just very delicate, very pretty. And the reason I got this was because I already had a yard of it, which I got in Mount Airy, North Carolina last year when I was on the trip where I got the new mode patterns. So I already had this, and I thought, have a yard. So I got 2 more yards because I thought, you know, this isn't going to be around, and I should probably just go ahead and get some, and that way I'll have enough to make whatever it is I want to make. So now I have 3 yards of it, and it's so pretty. It's really nice. It feels really nice. This is good stuff, good fabrics. And then I got the fabric that I went in for, and then I came home and I thought, I need to not do that anymore because that's enough. That's enough for right now. Okay, let's go on to life, because I had a very, very wonderful lunch today with Michelle from Michelle Sews Again and Carmen from Carmen Salome. Hey, Friday Sews, we're at Michelle's new house. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. We're talking sewing and Temu because we don't need any more Temu in our lives. But anyway, Carmen, you got to do a Friday Sews.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna hold her hostage until she does. But thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for coming.
It's so nice. It's beautiful. And there's the pool out there. You can't see it, but oh man, it's fantastic. Oh, I just love those friends. I love the friends that I have met through YouTube and Friday Sews. It's an amazing thing, the people that have come into my life. All of the people, whether they make YouTube videos or not. So, yeah, you all are very special to me. So that was wonderful. And that's really all that's going on with regard to life. No traveling, nothing monumental. Okay, let's go on to comments. All right, with regard to Nisi, remember Nisi that I talked about? She worked at she works at Joann Fabrics in Beaver Creek, Ohio. And I raved about her because she was amazing. And here are a few things that you say about her. Patchwork Purveyor says, give that girl a raise and a promotion. I wish my Joann's was that helpful. Really, seriously, I think that's a great idea. Madi from Madi Sews says, absolutely love a great shopping experience. It really does make you want to keep going back. Truer words. I'm telling you what. Don't you feel the same, that you'll go back again and again to a place that takes care of you? Good customer service is a big deal. And then Marcia Kistner says, could you please send Nisi to my Joann's? She sounds like an amazing person. She does, doesn't she? I really do wish I knew more about her. But yeah, I would if I could, but I bet the people in Beaver Creek would not be happy about losing her. And Michelle Arnold says, not sure if you know this, but since you were so happy with the service Nisi gave you at Joann's, you can fill out a cut above with her name on it next time you are in the store. She'll get recognition and another little silver scissor to wear on her apron. I work at a Joann's, and it's always nice when customers let us know when we are doing it right. Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. And I guess you have to do that in the store. I looked on the website for this, and yeah, I couldn't find anything. So I think that it's a in the store thing, but I would love for her to get some recognition. So I will definitely do that the next time I'm in Ohio. I'm not going to forget when I walk into that Joann's. Moving on, twin needle sewing. Gran Jan has some help for Deanna Rego, who had some trouble with twin needle sewing. She says, for her frustration with twin needle sewing, I have the following tip. I will often use tracing paper on the underside to help stabilize the fabric, and then tear it away when the stitching is completed. This works especially well on lighter weight fabrics. I just use tracing paper scraps left over from pattern tracing, but tissue paper would also work well. And tissue paper you may already have laying around from wrapping presents. So thank you, Gran Jan. That is a wonderful tip. And I think I may try it because, you know, the whole tension thing doesn't always work for me. So that's a great idea. Thank you. And then Sew Stitch Quilt with Marty. She says, now I have to ask why you only wear dresses. I've been contemplating wearing only dresses because I am most comfortable in them. I was wondering if that's why you wear them. Yes, actually it is. I think dresses are cooler and more comfortable than pants, skirts, anything around my waist that's going to grab me. That's part of why I wear dresses. But I just like dresses too. I just think they're so pretty. They're so feminine. And you know, you can make them any way you want. So I love that. They're comfortable. In the end, that's the reason. So those are your comments. So the question is, this past Saturday last, was Coronation Day in the UK. King Charles was crowned officially, and I just wondered if you participated in that. My friend Carol did. They went to a lot of, like they did a big festival or a party or something, and then she made themed clothing and stuff. And anyway, it was a very big deal. And my friend Izzy from Dizzy Quilts and Sews, she celebrated in Canada. My friend Trish got up in the middle of the night, really, to watch it. You know, I did watch Princess Diana get married, but I don't have really much interest in that anymore. So no, I did not do anything, cared very little about Charles. I don't really like Charles very much. But yeah, so if you did, then tell us about it. Tell us about it in the comments. Yeah. And happy Mother's Day. I don't care if you are a mom or a grandma or a sister or an aunt or a godmother or the neighbor down the street that loves taking care of those kids, or, you know, if you're a teacher, or I don't care if you're a woman who has a relationship with children. Happy Mother's Day. You know, all of us, we work hard. We take a lot of criticism from our kids, from any kid under, you know, who is under our care. But there is just no greater privilege in the world, I think. I've wanted to be a mom. I wanted to be a mom when I was a little girl, and that became kind of what I was aiming for. And I couldn't be a mom for a lot of years. And then finally oh my goodness, did I get the kids. I got to be a mom like, big time. And it is one of the greatest joys of my life. It truly is. So happy Mother's Day. I hope you enjoy yours. Let me leave you with one of my little prayer cards recommended by Robin from Robin's Love of Sewing. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Luke 12:34. That's it for Friday Sews this week, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.